Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Daria if you're new here, and today's practice is called Atmosphere of Allowance. This practice is all about creating a really compassionate space to allow everything to show up and be as it is. And this creates a softening or a simplicity around your experience just by allowing whatever emotions or sensations to be there and then kind of watching the way that they evolve and shift and change in the light of your awareness. So you just need yourself today and some place to move. If you want to grab a couple of yoga blocks, if you know you like to practice with those, you are welcome to do so. And whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and get into it. We'll get started today from child's pose. So begin to find your way into whatever is the coziest version of this shape for you today. Toes can be together, knees wide or together, whatever you prefer. And then allow your arms to drag forward, softening either forehead or chest and chin to the earth. Let's start right away with a clearing breath. Inhale through your nose, filling your belly. Take a big sigh out of your mouth and release. See if you can feel the effects of that open mouth exhalation through your whole system. Give your body permission right away to be soft and receptive. Relax the surface of your skin. And then soften through your muscles. Feel the weight of your bones surrendering to the force of gravity. And then begin to draw your awareness deep inside, feeling through what's here as you arrive. Let this be, right away, an atmosphere of allowance. So whatever that means for you, let your sensations express the way that they are showing up. Let whatever state you're in, emotionally or energetically or even mentally, just be. And then sort of watch that state, almost as though you're looking at it through a window. So you can't quite touch it to like poke at it or try to fix anything. You're just observing. Feel the movement of your breath and gradually carry the breath deeper through your torso. Filling the belly, the ribs, and the lungs as you breathe in. Feeling the sinking of the pelvis further back and down in space as you breathe out. Just wash a few breaths up and down the line of your spine. You can begin to turn on Ujjayi Pranayama, feeling the breath move in and out through the nose and tracing it up and down the back of your throat to create the ocean wave sound. Begin to press down and find your way into tabletop position, coming onto your hands and your knees. Have the shins parallel behind you, and then spread your fingers to broaden the surface area of your hands. When your next inhale breath comes, relax your belly, tilt your sitting bones toward the sky, soften your heart, and then pull it forward as you turn your eyes to look up. And then here, rock your weight just a little bit forward and a little bit back, finding this cow tilt, really squeezing or contracting your back body and spreading open your front body. One more breath in. When you breathe out, tuck your pelvis, get hollow in your core, round your spine, press the ground away from you and let your head fall towards your chest. And then begin to rock a little bit back and forth here. Feel that you can create space between your vertebrae. Next inhalation, soften the belly, tailbone lifts, heart looks forward, eyes look up, cow. Next, exhale, press down, hollow and round. Squeeze the front body to the back body, cat. Breathe in, cow. Breathe out, cat. keep moving through these. Take a few more rounds and add on, if you wish, any kind of intuitive movement. So you can come outside the boundaries of those more linear waves in the cat-cows. If you want to move laterally or in a circular pattern, go for it. Spreading the breath through your body. And then find your way back to a neutral spine. Begin to tilt your sitting bones up to the sky. Look forward and walk your hands all the way out to the top of the mat. Press your palms down and slightly hug them toward one another and sink either forehead or chest and chin to the earth as you find Anahatasana, heart-melting pose. Relax the creases of your hips. Relax your feet. Breathe to the belly. And breathe to the space between your shoulders. One more breath. Press into your palms. Start to tuck your pelvis underneath of you. We're going to round the spine and make like a big wave all the way forward to come into Sphinx. Sink the tops of your thighs and then your pelvis and lower your forearms to the mat. You can walk the elbows a little more forward if you need. Then pull back on your elbows. Press your toenails down. Press your pelvis down and really squeeze your thighs, the tops of the thighs, almost like you were going to hover the front parts of your legs away from the ground. Now, keeping all of this, slightly tuck your chin toward your chest and begin to drag your palms back in space so they're aligned with the sides of your ribs. With your next inhale, continuing to hover your heart, float your hands a little away from the ground. Squeeze your inner thighs toward one another. Hug your shoulder blades together behind you. Just take one more breath in. As you breathe out, lower all the way down onto your chest. Walk your right hand a little more forward than your left one. With your next inhale breath, shrug your shoulders and peel your front body up and away from the ground to come into this offset or staggered cobra position. When you exhale, roll onto your outer right hip. Draw your left fingertips in front of your belly and then soften the right side of your rib cage so it kind of moves toward the top of the mat. As you do this, your left side will shrink or contract a little bit. And sometimes tucking your chin and then tilting your left ear towards your left shoulder slightly can encourage a nice stretch into the side of the neck or maybe even into your upper back. Breathing here. Full breath in. Use your exhalation to circle your eyes forward and just melt back down onto your belly using your left hand for support. Stagger your hands in the opposite direction, so left hand a little more forward than the right one. When you breathe in, press down and rise up into cobra. When you breathe out, roll onto your outer left hip and walk your right fingertips in front of you. And then shrug your left shoulder a little up toward your ear as you slide your left ribs toward the top of your mat. Tuck your chin, bow right ear a little toward right shoulder. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, look forward and slowly roll all the way back down onto your belly. Palms beside your ribs. Press into tabletop position. Curl your toes under. Breathe in here and claw the mat with your fingertips. As you breathe out, lift your knees and send your hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Start to kind of like massage or paw the mat with your hands and your feet, spreading out to broaden your foundation so you have some solid points to root into. And then literally imagine that you are anchored to the core of the earth, like there are roots or something that's like tying you down. And from that stability, start to stretch freedom and space up through the line of your spine. If you need a little micro bend in your knees, take it and curl your sitting bones up and high back behind you. Wash your breath up and down your spine and just allow whatever you feel to be exactly the way it is. There's no need to change anything.
Breathe in, lift your heels and round your spine, making a big wave. Come all the way forward into the top of a plank. Shoulders are over your wrists. As you exhale, really slowly bring your knees to the mat for 3, 2, 1. As they touch down, inhale, arch, tailbone up. Look forward with your heart and turn your eyes to the sky. As you breathe out, hips lean back. Keep reaching toward the top of the mat with your heart and with your eyes, and energize into your arms. Then your next inhale washes through your spine as you round forward into cat, onto the hands and the knees. As you exhale, press the tops of your feet down. Slowly unfurl into high cobra. Sink your pelvis. Lift in and up through your pelvic floor. Squeeze your waist and reach from the back of your heart forward. Micro bend your elbows, shoulders away from ears. One more breath in. Breathe out, belly button to your spine. Curl your toes under. Lift your knees and send your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels, pivot your heels toward the right side of the mat. Bend your knees a lot. See if you can press your left heel and the knife edge of that foot all the way down. Hug your inner thighs toward one another. Wrap your outer right hip underneath of you, and then you can look underneath of your left arm to really open up the left side of your body. Inhale, lift your heels, pivot them through the center, and exhale, spin your heels to the left. Sink your right heel, press your right big toe down. Left heel can stay floating. Squeeze your inner thighs. Bend your knees to back off a little bit, and breathe into this twisted down dog. Inhale, lift your heels, bring them to center, and then round your spine, washing all the way forward into high plank. As you exhale, slowly sink your knees to the mat, keeping the core connected as you do. When the knees land, breathe in and arch. Tail lifts, heart forward, eyes look up, cow. Exhale, hips slide back like your pelvis is on a string being pulled back, but the heart's on a string being pulled forward. Inhale, round, coming through hands and knees. Exhale, unfurl into cobra, toenails root. Energize between your inner thighs, lift your low belly, and float your heart. Next exhale breath pulls you back through tabletop. Tuck your toes and come into downward facing dog. Breathe in, heels rise. Breathe out, pivot the heels toward the right side of the mat. Sink your left heel down. This time when you inhale, claw into your right fingertips and circle up through your left elbow. As you exhale, stretch left fingertips forward over your ear as you dig down into the knife edge, the pinky side of your left foot. Next, exhale, breath revolving through the center. Left hand lands, heels lift. And then exhale, pivot your heels to the left. Sink your right heel, left one stays lifted. Breathe in, dig into your left index finger mound as you cactus up through your right elbow. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, right arm reaches forward over your ear. Stay, one more breath in. Breathe out, pivot back into downward facing dog. Inhale, heels rise. Round through your spine, come forward, high plank. Exhale, slow lower of the knees to the mat. Breathe in, arch. Tail up, heart up, eyes up. Exhale, hips back, heart forward. Active child's pose. Inhale, round forward through cats. Exhale, slowly unfurling into cobra. Land your thighs, but energize your belly. Micro bend your elbows, lift your heart. Exhale, going back into downward facing dog. Lift your knees, send your hips to the sky. Breathe in, heels lift. Breathe out, heels go to the right. This time, play with sinking your right heel. Try to keep your left heel lifted. Dig into your right big toe. Inhale, cactus up through your left elbow. Exhale, circle your left fingertips over your ear and maybe play with a little hover of your left toes away from the earth. So coming into this like rainbow arc side body stretch. Take a breath in here. Breathing out, pivot back into down dog. Left hand and left foot touch down. Inhale, heels rise. Exhale, heels to the left. Bending your knees, press your left heel down. Inhale, dig into your left big toe. Stretch up through your right elbow. Exhale, right arm forward, maybe floating your right foot away from the left. Maybe stretching the left leg more straight as you breathe in. As you breathe out, revolve back, downward facing dog. Pause and feel, taking the inhales and the exhales symmetrically through your nose. Noticing what arises. Allowing the sensations that you enjoy, so the sweeter feelings, And see if you can have space also for those that you don't necessarily prefer. Any feelings of like heat building or like energetic muscular engagement, anything that feels a little challenging, and just stay in it. One more breath in. One more breath out. Next inhale, look forward. Exhale, travel to a fold at the top of your mat. Feet can be together or hips distance apart. Folding into ragdoll, just drop your head. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Clearing away any tension around the neck and the cervical spine. Then with your next breath in, press into your big toes, pull up through the legs, then energize the line of your spine, keeping your core taut as you come into a halfway lift, flat back position. When you exhale, just bow, chest towards your thighs, crown of head reaching to your toes. Let's do that again. Inhale, inflating your spine as you come into a halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. One more. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out and bow. Inhale, root your feet. Press down and round all the way up to standing. Keep your core connected. Keep your torso heavy as you rise up one vertebra at a time. Stack your head last and then soften your shoulders away from your ears. Root into your feet. Breathe in, circle your arms wide and up, gaze goes up. Exhale, palms into prayer, heart center. Soften or close your eyes. Consider what an atmosphere of allowance feels like physically in your body. What does that do when you just say to yourself, allow, let it be? Blink your eyes open. Soften your palms down. Inhale, reach wide, reach up. Exhale, strong core and long spine. Dive down, forward fold, Uttanasana. Drop your head at the bottom. Inhale, halfway lift, iron things out here. Exhale, root your fingertips to the mat. Pick up your left foot, step it far back in space, touch your toes down and then your knee. Breathe in, pull your feet toward one another, float your arms up, kneeling warrior. Breathe out, palms to the mat, lift your back knee. Now when you inhale, slide your pelvis back in space, so much so that your right leg draws towards straight. As you exhale, dig into your toes. And then inhale, drag back on your right hip, forward on your left one, and elongate your spine. When you exhale, press into the earth, get rounded. Pick up your right foot and softly step back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Lift your heels, round forward into high plank. As you breathe out, softly touch your knees down to the mat. A little different this time. Inhale, start to drag your pelvis back, drag your fingertips back, and then slowly rise all the way up to standing on the shins and the knees as you float your arms to the sky. As you exhale, connect your hands to your sacrum. Palms, or fingertips rather, can face either down or up. Squeeze your shoulder blades toward one another, hug your inner thighs toward one another, dig into your feet, and then get really lifted through your pelvic floor like it's being drawn up toward your sternum. Start to breathe into your heart space, inflating the heart toward the sky. Just take a couple breaths here. You might start to slightly tilt your pelvis forward, squeeze through your waist, and energize your heart skyward. Like a sweet little baby camel, not going back too far, just keeping things feeling really open and free. One more breath in. As you breathe out, send your pelvis back in space. Place your sitting bones to your heels, untuck your toes, and then rest your palms onto your thighs, face up or down. Soften or close the eyes. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in, circle your arms wide and up. Breathe out, dive with your hands forward to the top of your mats. Inhale, round your spine, come forward, hands and knees. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your knees, and send your hips to the sky, down dog. When you inhale, float your left leg high, three-legged down dog. When you exhale, pick up your right heel, hug your left knee forward and step. left foot to left thumb. Keep your back knee off the ground. When you inhale, press down and rise your fingertips to the sky, coming into a high lunge. When you exhale, lean your torso forward. Bring your fingertips forward and wide on your mat. Press into your left foot and glide your right leg up and back behind you. Level your hips, elongate your spine. Inhaling and standing L. Exhale, hover your right foot down and softly step it beside the left one as you fold in. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, bow, forward fold. Inhale, press into your feet, long spine, rise all the way up to standing, gaze goes up. Exhale, palms to prayer, heart center. Breathe in, reach wide, reach up. Breathe out, Uttanasana, fold forward, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, place your fingertips, pick up your right foot, step it to the back of your mat, and touch your right knee down. When you inhale, pull your feet toward one another, float your fingertips high. When you exhale, palms to the mat, lift your back knee. Inhale, pull your feet toward one another. Start to firm up through your left quads, so that leg will go straight-ish. Come really high to the ball of your right foot. Slide your sit bones back, lengthen your heart forward. Inhale. Exhale, press down, round, pick up left foot and step back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, heels rise, wash through your spine as you come forward into high plank. Exhale, slowly touch your knees down. Inhale, hips go back, drag your fingertips towards your knees and then ripple through your spine to rise up to standing on the shins. Toes tucked or untucked. Sometimes I prefer untucked because I feel like I can feel the ground a little better. Place your hands to your sacrum, fingers up or down. Inhale, squeeze your inner thighs, lift your pelvic floor, cinch your waist, and start to float your heart skyward, leaning into the support of your back body as though your shoulder blades are like a shelf behind you. Only going back as far as feels sweet for you. If you'd like this round, you can reach to catch for your heels with one or both hands, and then keep driving your pelvis forward. Energize your glutes in a downward direction, and maybe drop your head all the way back to be caught or held in the shoulders. One more breath in. Breathe out. Place your palms to your low back if they were not still there. Sit your pelvis back in space and let your head come up last. As you bring your hips all the way to your heels, have your palms resting face up onto your thighs. Soften or close your eyes and just pause. Notice your breath. Notice your sensations. Let your eyes flicker open. Inhale, reach wide, reach up. Exhale with a long spine, dive your hands to the top of your mats. Inhale, round, come forward, hands and knees. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your knees, glide your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Next breath in, float your left leg high, three-legged down dog. Exhale, drive, left knee forward and step, left foot, left thumb. Firm up through your back thigh, root your big toes. Inhale, press down and come up into high lunge. Stay as you exhale, settling the shoulders and the pelvis. Breathe in, get energized. Breathe out, strong core as you lean forward, fingertips forward and wide on your mat. Dig into your left big toe, glide your right leg up and back, standing L. Take a breath in to grow super long here. Breathe out, hover your right foot down and just step it beside the left as you fold forward. You can inhale, halfway lift, elongate. And an exhale just to bow in. Breathe in, root your feet, long spine. Rise to standing, turn your eyes to look up. Breathe out, palms into prayer, heart center. Inhale, reach wide, reach up. Exhale, Uttanasana, dive down, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, fingertips to the mat. Pick up your left foot, step back, and sink your knee. Inhale, kneeling warrior. Exhale, palms down. Lift your back knee, round your spine. Lift your front foot, step to down dog. Inhale, heels lift. Round forward plank. Exhale, sink your knees to the mat. Inhale, rise up to standing on your shins. Toes tucked or untucked. Exhale, hands to your low back, fingers up or down. Playing into camel. Take a breath in, press your pelvis a little forward. Breathe out, squeeze your shoulder blades toward one another and lean back any amount that feels good to you. Maybe catching for your heels for one final breath here. Dig into your toenails. Inhale.
Exhale. Hands come to the low back if they're not there. Rising up through standing on the shins. Right away, lean your pelvis back, circle your arms forward. Place them to the top of the mat. Inhale, round, coming through hands and knees. Exhale, toes tuck, lift the knees, hips go back, down dog. Breathe in, left leg high. Breathe out, step forward, left foot, left thumb. Inhale, rise, high crescent lunge, floating the arms high. Exhale, fingertips forward, launch into your left foot, right leg glides up and back, standing L. Breathing in and then breathing out as you fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow. Breathe in, root your feet, long spine, rise to standing. Breathe out, palms to prayer. Inhale, reach wide, reach up. Exhale, dive down, fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fingertips land, right foot lifts, step it back, sink your right knee. Breathe in, pull the feet together, lift the arms, kneeling warrior. Breathe out, palms down, back knee lifts, then front foot lifts, step into down dog. Inhale, high plank, rounding forward. Exhale, lower your knees. Inhale, hips back, rise up to standing on your shins. And exhale, coming into camel. Take your time, we got 3 breaths here. Keep it feeling sweet. Noticing that every inhale breath creates like a lengthening of the spine. Every exhale breath, maybe taking that opportunity to go in a little deeper to your back bend. To come out, place your hands to your low back. Slide your hips a little bit back in space. Circle your arms forward. Reach to the top of the mat. Place your palms down. Inhale, round the spine. Hands and knees. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift your knees, send your hips skyward. Down dog. Breathe in, right leg rises. Breathe out, right foot forward, right thumb. Inhale, high crescent lunge, arms rise. Exhale, fingertips land to the top as you launch into your right foot, glide your left leg up and back. Standing L, breathe in and grow through the shape. Breathe out, step, left foot beside the right and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow down. Now widen your feet, heels in, toes out. Bend your knees and sink your hips all the way down to the bottom of a squat, Malasana. Fingertips can support you or draw your palms to prayer. Relax the jaw. Soften or close your eyes, breathing. Now find your way down to a seat. You can get there using the hands or not. And we'll just pause in an easy seat for a few rounds of breath. Sukhasana. Sitting up really nice and tall, palms facing either toward the sky or down toward the earth. Get steady with your breath and listen to the feedback you're receiving from your body. But listen without judgment, without attaching storylines or labels. Just feeling into the raw experience. And then ask yourself how you can continue to move into your day from this atmosphere of allowance. Continue to come back to this idea and just get curious about the effects of it. Draw your palms into prayer. Inhale to lift your heart. And exhale to bow, chin to chest. I will leave you here for today's practice. You are, of course, more than welcome to continue staying seated and just continue to observe, or you can find your way to lying on your back and take Shavasana for as long as you have time. I hope that this practice felt good in your body. If you have any thoughts, comments, questions, leave them for me down below. I love to hear from you. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, you can do that down below as well, and you can also join as a monthly donation member. All of this really helps to support me. I hope you have a really great rest of your day or your night. I will see you very soon in another practice. Bye.